Bonjour, welcome on Boy Now, Cry Later, a podcast that I created just to talk about style, my behavior when it comes to buying clothes, my relationship to clothes, and also a little bit of pop culture. So, today I wanted to introduce this podcast by talking about why I shop so much and how is it even possible to shop as much as I do, because even if I try to shop secondhand as much as possible, Amazon is still a shopping site that I use a lot, and buying secondhand online is still buying. Like, I'm still buying. It's actually, in buying secondhand is actually worse because I buy things to a cheaper price. That means that in my head, since it's cheaper, like girl math, since it's cheaper, I can buy a lot more, and I find myself like hoarding tons and tons and stuff. So, but after being in therapy for like a year and a half, I do understand my behavior a little bit better. So I do understand the fact that I buy when I feel a little bit sad, when I'm triggered, when I feel lonely. In fact, my therapist told me, she was explaining it to me, and the main issue is probably the fact that I don't have like a solid group of friends, I would say, because even if I'm single, I don't think that having a partner would probably cover that emotional support or that emotional connection to other people that I need. So I think that not having like a solid group of people surrounding me. Of course, I have my family, I have my sisters and everything, but I do think that outside of my family, I also need like meaningful connection. And I'm also somebody who doesn't know how to half-ass relationships. So I don't know how to just be an acquaintance to somebody. I don't know how to do that. I can't handle the fakeness. I can't handle small talk. So it's either I'm your friend 100% or we are just not friends. That's the way my brain works. Maybe I should work on that as well. So talking about my behavior when it comes to shopping, I would say that my relationship, but much more what triggers the shopping, or what is the main factor when it comes to my impulsiveness, is, of course, I also shop out of habit. I would also agree to that. So that's also another point. Like I'm already addicted to like doom scrolling because I'm already used. Sometimes I actually open Amazon without even noticing it. I don't know if you know that feeling, like the same feeling that you have when you open Instagram, close it and then open it a second time without even realizing it. I have that. I also have a similar relationship when it comes to Amazon, or when it comes to other secondhand shops like CLP or Mitch and Flow Market. I don't shop that much on Vinted. I tend to prefer online shops where I don't necessarily need to connect or need to necessarily talk to people, where I can select many things and then just buy at once, and not necessarily have to and I don't necessarily have to make like different orders. So that's why I tend to shop much more on sites like CLP. Like in Germany, we have CLP, we have Momox and Mitch and Flomax. There are other sites, but those I don't necessarily use. You can also shop on Vestiaire Collective in Germany as well, but I also don't use it. You can shop on Vinted, you can shop on Depop. Yeah. So that's the first topic that I wanted to talk about. Maybe talking about it or taking about my shopping behavior every single week is going to help me a little bit. Let's see. I don't know. But talking about style, let's move on to the topic of the week when it comes to fashion and pop culture, and that will be the Met Gala. The Met Gala happened yesterday, and I actually didn't expect to be disappointed by anybody's outfits, but I would say that they were very much great outfits, and they were outfits that I was like, I don't know how that works with the team, but that actually happens every single year, so we are used to it at this point. But I would say that my favorite outfit are probably the outfit from Tiana Taylor and the outfit from Janelle Monáe. But for Janelle Monáe, that's just like, she is a dandy, like that's her style, that's her thing, so I wouldn't expect anything less from her. But her outfit was great, the colors were great, the stripes matching, and the multicolor stripes, like you have blue and red stripes, if I remember properly. And there are also men outfits that I liked a lot. I saw outfits from some bowlers that I also liked enough. I loved all outfits with blazers and oversized shoulders and everything. That was nice. I don't understand the people who decided to just wear a dress to come to the Met Gala, or the people who decided to just wear a black blazer with black pants. I don't understand that. Let me know if you want me to make like a reaction video on YouTube about the Met Gala. Yeah, but let me just say that I am not that. I don't know how to say it. I'm not that excited about the Met Gala this year, because there are so many things happening that the Met Gala doesn't really make sense at the moment. But I guess we just have to continue living. I don't know. So that's all I have to say about that. Yeah. Let's move on to the style spotlight of the week. Style spotlight is just a little segment for me to talk about what I'm obsessed with at the moment, how I imagine myself styling that piece, and how you could integrate it in your wardrobe if you want to, I would say that this week particularly, what am I obsessed with? I've been obsessed with heart print a lot. Usually you see heart print a lot when it comes to Valentine's Day in February. Of course that also makes sense, but heart print for me is not necessarily a print that you have to wear only during February or only on Valentine's Day or something. I feel like it's a fun print. I've found on Selfie, I found like heart printed shirts, heart printed pants, heart printed skirts. I particularly like heart printed jeans. It's just fun. If you don't like big hearts on your clothes, you can also find like small prints, like small hearts on a t-shirt or small hearts on a shirt, and it's just fun. Sometimes you don't, looking from afar, like I have a shirt with a heart print, and look at from afar, you won't even notice that it's a heart print, but it doesn't have anything to do with other people. It just makes me happy. Like I like fun prints like that. It just, like, I don't know if you know that feeling when you see a piece of clothing in your wardrobe and it just makes you a little bit happy, like it adds a little bit of joy in your day. And that's exactly how I feel about heart print at the moment. I just see it and I automatically smile, or like, I automatically feel a little bit lighter. Yeah, so that's it for today. Tell me how you feel about everything that I talked about during this little podcast episode. Tell me if you want me to talk about certain topics. Tell me or send me your shopping confessions or your style dilemmas, and I'll talk to you next week. And just keep in mind that you should just wear what you want. I mean, of course, I don't necessarily wear what I want every day at work. I usually tell when people are surprised about my style, because sometimes people feel like I'm too bold when it comes to my personal styles. I always lie, because I'm actually restraining myself a little bit when it comes to my work outfits. If I really wore what I wanted to wear, then people would look at me like I'm crazy, and that's also fine. But when it comes to work, there are sometimes some limitations. So I would just say, wear what you want, wear what makes you happy, and of course, you have to feel comfortable. You have to feel confident, and that's the most important. So see you next time, or talk to you next time.